Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video today. It's more like a podcast style on the Century Baseball Podcast on Spotify and on YouTube today. But today we are going to be recapping the Guardians and Rays series in about 10 to 15 minutes here. Let's get right into it. If you haven't already, follow us, subscribe, wherever you're listening. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the pod. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We're going to be live streaming a lot of games for the postseason, and we're here recapping every time the series ends. So make sure you guys are staying tuned for that. With that being said, a wild series ended in maybe the craziest way possible. Funny enough, I watched the whole entire game number 2, and at the end of it, the Guardians are going to be going to take on the New York Yankees. To start off, I did predict this one correctly. If you go back to my World Series predictions video just a couple nights ago, I said the Guardians were going to win this one, and I said probably in the 2 games. But we're going to start in game 1. Very, very low-scoring affair until you get to the second game, but low-scoring affair. It's a 2-1 game, Cleveland Guardians. The Rays go up 1-0. Earlier on in the game, Jose Siri with a solo home run of his own. It's Shane McClanahan versus Shane Bieber. They are both shoving. But then, late in the game, Jose Ramirez does his thing. A 2-run shot that goes and gives a 2-1 lead. That ends up being the whole entire game. Emmanuel Clase comes in, shuts it down for the Guardians in the 8th and the 9th. And they only needed to use 2 pitchers, did the Guardians, which really helped them with the game that happened today. We'll get to that later. I'm just looking ahead of it. Rosario had 2 hits. Ramirez had 2 hits, including that homer. Gonzalez, Naylor, and Jimenez, as well as Straw, they all had a hit as well. And on the other side, there were only 3 hits the whole entire game. Jose Siri with that home run. Isaac Paredes had a pinch hit as well. And Harold Ramirez, he had a hit as well. And then only 1 walk, which is absolutely incredible. Guardians, it was a low-scoring affair. They pull out with the second one, or with the first game. Gives them a strong advantage coming into the second one, where the pitching matchup, once again, quite intriguing. As it's Glasnow going in and facing Triston McKenzie. Triston McKenzie has been very good this year. Glasnow has been injured the last couple seasons. Tommy John coming back just now. And they both showed their worth today. Triston McKenzie, starting off with Tyler Glasnow. He goes 5 innings, no runs on 2 hits and 5 Ks. For McKenzie, he goes 6, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks in this one as well. But then, if you look back at it, 7 more pitchers had to pitch for the Guardians, and another 7 had to pitch for the Rays as well, because this one went 15 innings. We go 14 and a half innings before any scoring goes on. It is 0-0 for a long time. A lot of drama is happening. Guys are getting injured. Drew Rasmussen is coming in. Zach Plesac almost comes into the game for the Guardians. And then Corey Kluber comes in the game at the end to try to save the season as a starting pitcher going from the bullpen. Just wild baseball that happened in this one. So the story is, guys are letting a little bit more hits toward the end of the game. Eniel De Los Santos comes in. Eli Morgan after Nick Sandlin. Clase comes in. That was for the 9th. He shut it down. Then Sam Hentges comes in and just saves the Guardians so much of a headache. He goes 3 innings. He takes care of the 13th, 14th, and 15th innings. 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 Ks. He ends up picking up the win because Corey Kluber comes in the game, 1 clean inning, a perfect, just 1, 2, 3, gets 2 outs in the 15th, and guess who comes to the plate other than Oscar Gonzalez, who hits a walk-off home run. Here it is. We're going to play it for you right now.
We're in the bottom of the 15th. Swing and a high fly ball. Left field. Way back. Ball game. Gonzalez walks it off. And the Guardians are moving on to the division series.
Wild stuff from Oscar Gonzalez. Hits the walk-off home run in this one. Sorry, my camera did just shut off. That's my fault. I'm speechless. It was a crazy game that happened here. and Oscar Gonzalez walks it off. And just looking at the pitchers that the Rays had to throw, Glasnow to Fairbanks to Adam to Rasmussen, and Rasmussen has had good starts for them this year. Garrett Clevenger, their slider lord, Sean Armstrong, Brooks Raley, who's been really good for them this year. Then they go to the Klubot, and he's expected to shut it down. Lets up that home run, that one mistake, inside part of the plate, smashed by Oscar Gonzalez. Looking around at it, the Guardians struck out quite a bit in this game. My goodness, I'm just gonna count myself here. 20 strikeouts, or 19. 19 of their 27, or I lied, more than 27 outs. Give me a break here. 19 strikeouts in this one, and I know that they went a lot of extra innings, but that's still a lot of strikeouts. I mean, especially for this team that does not strike out at all whatsoever. As for the Rays, they struck out what looks to be 20 times as well, so it was a 20-20. And looking down the line, Wander, Arozarena, Vidal Brujan, Isaac Paredes, Taylor Walls, Manny Margot, they all had hits. And most of those guys also walked. Actually, I believe every single one of the guys who had a hit also had a walk in this one for the Rays. Looking down, there were only 4 guys who had a hit for the Guardians. Naylor, 1 for 6. Oscar Gonzalez hits that walk-off. And then we have Will Brennan with a hit and Miles Straw with a hit, as well as a walk in this one. He played some elite defense in this match as well for them. But looking at the Guardians, they go McKenzie to Karinchak to Steven to Clase, Sandlin, Morgan, De Los Santos, Henges. I mean, it was an incredibly, just a wild game. I can't say much more than it. The headlines are to the right of me, just over there. Game 1 and Game 2. Got some stats there. So McClanahan gets the loss. Bieber picks up the win in Game 1. And then it was Henges getting the win in Game 2. Glasnow taking the loss. Or excuse me, Kluber taking the loss in Game 2. So that's really all I have to say about this one. Going in, the Cleveland's are going to be taking on the Yankees. I picked the Guardians to beat the Yankees. I think they're going to take them by surprise. I think this is the type of team that's the Yankees' weakness, because they've got a couple of guys who rely on the strikeout. They got Nestor. They got Garrett Cole. They rely on the strikeout, and the Guardians don't strike out a lot. So I think that the Guardians are going to be able to pull away with a 3-2 series victory coming up. And yeah, I'm going to upload this now. So in a couple minutes after this is uploaded, we're going to be going live for the Phillies and Cardinals. Make sure you guys come and join us for that if you're watching this tonight. And come join us for all the rest of the games that are coming up that we'll be live streaming and everything. Thank you guys for watching. And wow, what a series. What a sweep. As tightly contested of a 2-game sweep as you can really get. Not much more you could ask for. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.